Welcome to the Empowered Life Project, where we explore ideas that can change your life. Today, we're taking a closer look at inside the dark world of cults, traits, terrifying histories, and escape plans. In this video, we'll explore the chilling characteristics of cults, the most terrifying ones in history, why people join them, how to spot them, and the steps to safely escape. Let's dive into the shadowy world of cults. Cults often exhibit specific disturbing traits. First, charismatic leadership. Cults typically have a single influential leader who claims to have special knowledge or insight. This authoritarian figure demands absolute obedience and devotion. Second, indoctrination. Members are subjected to intense teaching and training, often isolated from outside influences and bombarded with repetitive messages, believing the group is the only path to salvation or truth. Third, isolation. Members are discouraged or forbidden from interacting with family, friends, or anyone outside the group to maintain control and prevent external criticism. Fourth, thought reform or brainwashing. Through techniques like love bombing, guilt, fear, and repetition, cults manipulate beliefs, emotions, and behaviors. Fifth, exploitation. Cults exploit members financially, emotionally, and sometimes sexually, often requiring them to give up personal possessions and autonomy. Sixth, deception. Potential members are misled about the true nature of the group and its practices. Seventh, information control. Cults control the information members receive, censoring outside information and promoting internal propaganda. Eighth, us versus them mentality. Cults create an environment of fear and suspicion towards outsiders, promoting the idea that the cult is the only source of truth. Ninth, demand for absolute loyalty. Members are expected to renounce their previous beliefs, relationships, and lifestyles and show unwavering loyalty to the cult and its leader. Let's look at some of the most terrifying cults in history. First, Jonestown or People's Temple. Led by Jim Jones, this cult ended in a mass suicide murder in 1978, with over 900 members dying by drinking poisoned punch in Jonestown, Guyana. Second, Heaven's Gate. Founded by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles, this cult believed in an impending extraterrestrial evacuation. In 1997, 39 members committed mass suicide in California. Third, the Manson family, led by Charles Manson. This cult committed a series of brutal murders in 1969, including the killing of actress Sharon Tate. Fourth, Aum Shinrikyo, a Japanese doomsday cult led by Shoko Asahara. In 1995, they carried out a sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway, killing 13 people and injuring thousands. Fifth, Branch Davidians, led by David Koresh. This cult was involved in a deadly standoff with the FBI in Waco, Texas, in 1993. The siege ended with a fire that killed 76 people. Sixth, the Family International, formerly known as Children of God. This cult has been accused of child abuse and sexual misconduct. Why do people join cults? The reasons are varied and complex. First, a sense of belonging. Many people join cults to find a sense of community and belonging, especially if they feel isolated or disconnected from society. Second, the search for identity and purpose. Individuals seeking meaning, identity, and purpose in life may be drawn to the clear, defined beliefs and goals offered by cults. Third, vulnerability. People experiencing personal trauma or crises, such as the loss of a loved one or financial troubles, are more susceptible to cult recruitment. Fourth, manipulation. Cults use psychological manipulation, including love bombing, peer pressure, and mind control techniques to attract and retain members. Fifth, the need for answers. Cults often promise simple solutions to complex problems, offering a sense of certainty in an uncertain world. Sixth, the promise of salvation or enlightenment. Many cults promise spiritual salvation or enlightenment, appealing to those seeking spiritual fulfillment. Seventh, charismatic leaders. Attractive personalities and persuasive tactics can draw people in. Lastly, a lack of critical thinking skills. Difficulty discerning manipulative tactics or questioning authority makes individuals more vulnerable to cult influence. Individuals' vulnerability to manipulation. Individuals who lack strong critical thinking skills may find it challenging to identify manipulative tactics such as emotional appeals, fear-mongering, or false promises. They may be more easily swayed by charismatic leaders and readily accept information without questioning its validity. Difficulty questioning authority. A lack of critical thinking can make individuals less likely to question the authority or teachings of a cult leader, even if those teachings contradict their values or logic. This unquestioning obedience can lead to a dangerous loss of autonomy. Inability to recognize red flags. Individuals without well-developed critical thinking skills may struggle to identify the warning signs of a cult, such as isolation from loved ones, financial exploitation, or extreme demands for loyalty. They may dismiss these red flags as usual or even positive aspects of the group. Cults, thriving on unquestioning obedience. Cults often depend on their members' unquestioning obedience to maintain control. When individuals lack critical thinking skills, they are less likely to challenge the group's beliefs or practices, making them easier to manipulate and control. Reinforcing groupthink. Cults often foster an environment of groupthink where dissenting opinions are suppressed and members are encouraged to conform to the group's ideology. Individuals who lack critical thinking skills may be more prone to groupthink, as they are less likely to evaluate information or consider alternative perspectives independently. Exploiting vulnerabilities. Cults often target individuals who are vulnerable or seeking answers, using their lack of critical thinking skills to manipulate their emotions and desires. They may offer simple solutions to complex problems or promise a sense of belonging, making drawing them into the group easier. Spotting cults can be challenging, but there are warning signs to look out for. First, excessive devotion to a leader. Look for groups exhibiting excessive and unquestioning devotion to a charismatic leader, often elevating the leader to a godlike status. Second, isolation from friends and family. Be wary of groups that discourage or forbid contact with those outside the group. Third, information control. Groups that control and limit the information members can access and discourage questioning or critical thinking are red flags. Fourth, an us versus them mentality. Groups promoting an us versus them mentality and viewing the outside world as hostile or evil are concerning. Fifth, unreasonable financial or time commitments. Be cautious of groups that demand significant financial and time contributions or control members' assets. Sixth, secrecy and hidden agendas. Skepticism should be applied to groups operating with a high level of secrecy and hidden agendas. Seventh, pressure to conform members must adhere to strict rules and suppress individuality. Lastly, emotional manipulation cults use guilt, shame, fear, or love bombing to maintain control. Leaving a cult safely requires careful planning and support. First, seek support. Confide in trusted friends, family members, therapists, or cult exit counselors who can offer support and guidance. Joining support groups for former cult members can also be beneficial. Second, create an escape plan. Evaluate the risks and challenges of leaving the cult. Plan the logistics of your departure, including where you will go, how you will get there, and what you will need. Secure important documents such as identification and financial records. Third, prepare for psychological recovery. Seek therapy or counseling to address the psychological impact of being in a cult. Rebuild your identity and self-esteem, and educate yourself about cults and mind control to understand what you experienced. Fourth, stay safe. Avoid contact with cult members or leaders who may try to manipulate or coerce you into returning. Take legal measures to protect yourself if necessary, such as restraining orders. Fifth, reintegrate into society. Reconnect with family, friends, and social networks outside the cult. Gradually establish a sense of normalcy by engaging in everyday activities and pursuing hobbies and interests. Lastly, be patient. Healing takes time. Be kind to yourself and allow yourself to heal at your own pace. Cults can have a devastating impact on individuals and their loved ones. By understanding their characteristics, knowing how to spot them, and learning how to escape safely, we can protect ourselves and others from falling into their grasp. If you or someone you know is affected by a cult, reach out for help and support. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.